Hello, folks. I'm going to start off on a sentence that I left off on. All right. This is the Monroe Doctrine. Under its guidance, the United States became the greatest nation in the world. It is based upon the belief that the security of a nation lies in the strength and character of its people. It recommends the maintenance of armed forces sufficient to defend this hemisphere from attack by any combination of foreign powers. It demands faith in an independent American destiny. This is the policy of the America First Committee. It is a policy not of isolation, but of independence, not of defeat, but of courage. It is a policy that has led this nation to success during the most trying years of our history, and it is a policy that will lead us to success again. We have weakened ourselves for many months, and still worse, we have divided our own people by this dabbling in Europe's wars, while we should have been concentrating on American defense as well as American welfare of the citizens because they now own us. When we get a birth certificate or social security number, you become property of the state, ergo government. Well, I'll tell you, people, you can't be the property of something. And to rise above that standard of being property, you need to really go a lot further. This is this is some awful stuff that any of us have to even entertain in our mind. And I'm sorry, I'm the one that's bringing you this understanding. All right, let's get on with this. All right, we have weakened ourselves for many months, and still worse, we have divided our people by dabbling in Europe's wars. While we should have been concentrating on American defenses, we have been forced to argue over foreign quarrels. We must turn our eyes and our faith back to our own country before it is too late. Yes, I believe we need to be an isolationist state for a while, get our act together, and then present ourselves back to the world with manufactured goods of high quality and the technology we are capable above anyone else. All right. While we should have been concentrating on America's defense, we have been forced to argue over foreign quarrels. We must turn our eyes and our faith back to our own country before it is too late. And when we do this, a different vista opens before us. Practically every difficulty we would face in invading Europe becomes an asset to us in defending America. Our enemy, and not we, would then have the problem of transporting millions of troops across the ocean and landing them on a hostile shore. They, and not we, would have to furnish the convoys to transport guns and trucks and munitions and fuel across 3,000 miles of water. Our battleships and submarines would then be fighting close to their home bases. We would do the bombing from the air and torpedoing at sea. And if any part of an enemy convoy should ever pass our Navy and our Air Force, there would still be faced with the guns of our coast artillery, and behind them the divisions of our Army. The United States is better situated from a military standpoint than any other nation in the world. Even in our present condition of unpreparedness, no foreign power is in a position to invade us today. If we concentrate on our own, and build the strength that this nation should maintain, no foreign army will ever attempt to land on American shores. War is not inevitable for this country. Such a claim is defeatism in the true sense. No, one can make us fight unless we ourselves are willing to do so. No one will attempt to fight us here if we arm ourselves as a great nation should be armed. Over 100 million people in this nation are opposed to entering the war. If the principles of democracy mean anything at all, that is reason enough for us to stay out. For if we are forced into a war against the wishes of an overwhelming majority of our people, we will have proved democracy such a failure at home that there will be little use fighting for it abroad. The time has come when those of us who believe in an independent America destiny must band together and organize for strength. We have been led toward war by a minority of our people, and not even a minority of our people alone, but minority of people from another nation. All right. This minority has power. It has influence. It has a loud voice. The minority is you, the people. But it does not represent the American people. During the last several years, I have traveled to many hundreds of men and women, and I have had letters from tens of thousands more who feel the same way as you and I. Most of these people have no influence or power. Most of them have no means of expressing their convictions, except by their vote, which has always been against this war. They are the citizens who have had to work too hard at their daily jobs to organize political meetings. Hitherto, they have relied upon their vote to express their feelings, but now they find that it is hardly remembered except in the oratory of a political campaign. These people, the majority of hard-working Americans, are with us. They are the true strength of our country. And they are beginning to realize, as you and I, that there are times we must sacrifice our normal interest in life in order to ensure the safety and welfare of our nation. Such a time has come. Such a time has come. Such a crisis is here. That is why the American First Committee has been formed, to give voice to the people who have no newspaper or newsreel or radio station at their command. And if they did, it would be polluted because it's all controlled by the same individuals. 5 people own all media in the United States. 5. Where's the fairness? If you want a newspaper to get the truth out today, you got to go out and buy a newspaper publishing company just to get it out. Such a time as all right, this is why all right, I'm going to reread this. Such a time has come, such a crisis is here. That is why the American First Committee has been formed, to give voice to the people who have no newspaper or newsreel or fighting radio station at their command, to the people who must do the paying and the fighting and the dying if this country enters this war. Whether or not we do enter the war rests upon the shoulders of you in this audience, upon us here on this platform, upon meetings of this kind that are being held by Americans in every section of the United States today. It depends upon the action we take and the courage we show at this time. If you believe in an independent destiny for America, if you believe that this country should not enter the war in Europe, we ask you to join the American First Committee in its stand. We ask you to share our faith in the ability, yeah, I like that. We ask you to share our faith in the ability of this nation to defend itself, to develop its own civilization, and to contribute to the progress of mankind in a more constructive and intelligent way than has been found by the warring factions of Europe. We need your support, and we need it now. The time to act is here. I'm going to read a quick couple of titles of other books that Barnes Review puts out. Thought Criminals, Rasputin, Matthias Chang's Brainwashed for War, Programmed to Kill, March of the Titans, A History of the White Race, more rare historical selections, Rasputin, Neither Devil Nor Saint, The Brainwashing of the German Nation, Future Fast Forward, Brainwashed for War, Programmed to Kill, The myth of the 6 million. Examine the Nazi extermination plot.